Hey everybody, welcome to Enright Gardens. Thanks everybody for watching our last video. I had some questions. I wanted to talk about the machines we have here to make our life a little bit easier. There's still a lot of work, but we want to talk about our pot filler. We want to talk about our transplant line. We're going to talk about the soil. We got a lot of machines here, and we'd like to show you how they work. So, since we're talking about machines today here at Enright Gardens, in our seed house, this is our air seeder. So we have our plug tray down here. We got pepper seeds, which is a pretty big seed for seeds around here. There's 5,000 in this sack. So we would turn on the air, we would turn on the table, and these would vibrate. And we would dump our seeds down in here. And when they're vibrating, then each one of these needles has vacuum, and it would suck up one of the seeds on each one of them, and then we would rotate it forward once they were all full, and there's holes across here, and you bring this forward, and then it blows them off the needle down the tube. It goes down the tube into the plug tray, into all these cells all the way across. So then we would repeat, we would come back here, the seeder would go back to vacuum, it would pull the seeds onto the needle, we would slide it back up, and then it would drop in. And as we do that, this whole thing inches forward, all mechanically, and next thing you know, the whole plug tray is done. Soil. So we get about 44 pallets of this potting soil, and each one of the pallets weighs 2,000 pounds. So if you add all that up, it's about 90,000 pounds of soil that comes through that we plant into our flats and pots. So we have, there's 30 on a pallet, so that makes 1,300 and some bags of soil that we go through each year. Here we are in the potting shed at Enright Gardens. We just were outside talking about all the soil that we get and how it gets here on the trucks. I'd like to get a specialist on filling flats and pots, so we're going to talk to Ethan Enright on how that process works.
So we're here filling flats. You got to start out with your soil. So we take the sterilized soil that are in these heavy bales here, put them into this hopper, cut them open, and break them up a little bit, and then they go onto a conveyor that takes them down to this grinder right up there that gets them nice and fresh and no clumps.
Okay, up here on the pot filler, flat filler, it does many functions. We can fill our flats, we can fill our hanging baskets, we can fill our 2-gallon pots. So these are 3-inch pots. We're going to put them in these carrying trays. There's 18 pots in here. So then I would take them on this conveyor. It would move them across here. This has a chain, and it is constantly dumping dirt. We'd have it on, but we'd get all dusty, and it's real hard to hear. So it comes across here, and as they do, it would fill them up. And then they would come out the other side. There's a couple of different brushes. There's one here and one on the other side to get them level.
So over here, out this side, we have a nice fine brush that'll get every pot and every flat at the same height. And from there, we will stack them up in 2 or 3 and take them out and set them on pallets to move them around and then send them over to the transplanter.
All right, here we are in the transplanting line. We got a fresh pallet of 3-inch pots, and we're going to plant some herbs today. So we water them down a little bit here with the hose, and then we put them up on this conveyor, and it has a watering section where it mists the water on as they go through, gets them damp, makes them easier to plant, make sure the soil doesn't blow out. So lots of water is used. This little fine spray comes out of here, so it doesn't, real nice and easy, so it doesn't blow the soil out. And then these conveyors take them all the way down. There's a lot of sprayers, so it gets good and damp. After our 3-inch pots come through the water tunnel, they're going to be on this conveyor moving down into our transplant line. These are a parsley. There's 18 pots in this flat. There's 406 in our plug tray. That'll roughly do 22 of these flats. So these are all ready to go. They got lots of good roots on there. We would pop them up out of the plug tray. We would take our finger, usually make us a hole, squeeze that parsley down in there. We'd plant the hole flat, and then another person would be down at the other end putting all the tags in. And once they're tagged, this flat would be carried and put on a cart, and then from there it goes to the herb house. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully we explained a little bit with our machines from the beginning of our transplant, the seeding, the soil, all of that. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. Thank you.